everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, I'm going to do my 1 week postpartum update. So when I'm filming this, my baby's actually 12 days old. So I am 12 days postpartum, but it's fine. I'm just going to be talking about my week, the first week. So this is going to be like about me and about him. I'm not actually quite sure what you're supposed to talk about in these videos, to be completely honest. But I'm just going to wing it. Also, my hair looks a mess. I wonder if I should put sunglasses on my head. Whether it will look a tad bit better. So, I want to start with like mental, sort of like mental health sort of thingy. In my like last couple of months of my pregnancy, my mental health was like not good. I was literally like, I think I had, obviously I can't diagnose myself because I didn't tell anyone about it, but I think I had prenatal depression. It was horrible. Like, just the way I was horrible, and everyone around me could see that it wasn't right. But I didn't ever talk to midwife about it, doctor about it, nothing. Baby's sleeping, is crib next to me, by the way. Yeah, I didn't ever speak to anyone about it, so obviously nothing got done. And I wasn't actually diagnosed with anything. So I'm not going to diagnose myself, but I think it could have been that. So obviously I had him 10 days ago, and my mental health has been brilliant. Like, I feel like so good. Obviously I had, on like day 4, I had a bit of baby blues where I could drop something on the floor and I would cry about it. We went out and we come back and my dogs had like messed my house up. I had a meltdown, like, it's horrible. But other than that, it's been fine. And it wasn't like I was sad, it was just that I was like emotional. Like, it's just hormones, isn't it, that I could just have cried over absolutely anything. But now I'm absolutely fine. I mean, I suppose sometimes I still get the odd thing where I just will cry over nothing, but you know. So for like this week, ever since like he was about 2 days old, I've been like, felt like really ill, and I'm not sure why I felt really ill, but I've been getting like really bad migraines. Before I was pregnant, I suffered with really bad migraines. So when I was pregnant, they went, and I didn't really suffer with them anymore. And then ever since I've had him, it feels like my migraines have come back, and it's like, so like when I was pregnant, they've gone, all of a sudden I'm not pregnant and they're back straight away. Like, it's a bit weird. And I've been feeling like really dizzy and sick, and like obviously being sleep deprived, it doesn't help, stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't felt great. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, though I still have like really persistent headaches, which is super annoying. But that could also be due to the fact that I am not I'm not eating much, which I probably should be. But it's because I've just like lost my appetite as well. Don't want to eat for food, like, just don't want it. Which is quite bad, seeing as I do need to eat, obviously. So now I want to talk about like my actual like body and like things like that. So if you didn't know, I had like a 2nd-degree tear, and my stitches have been so what's the word? So tender. Like, they've been quite painful, to be honest. They're actually getting better now. Like today, like they feel literally, I can barely tell they're there, but they've been quite painful to the point where I like couldn't sit down. It took so long to try and stand up off of the sofa because it just really hurt. They get worse at night, and even to this day at night time they do feel a lot worse. I'm not sure why, probably because I'm moving about all day, and at night it's just, I don't know, but they get worse at night. They're not itchy or anything yet, which obviously that will happen probably because they're healing, but they're just horrible. Like, oh, I was always, when I was pregnant, I always said I'm not scared to give birth, I'm scared of needing stitches. And then I thought getting my stitches was 10 times worse than pushing him out, honestly. It really was. Like, it was so much more painful and stuff like that. I would rather give birth over 10 times than get stitches, honestly. So physically, my body has been bouncing back quite quickly. Throughout my whole pregnancy, I was really adamant and scared that my body wasn't going to bounce back and that I was going to go back to how I was, because previous to getting pregnant, I'd lost 3 stone. I used to be quite big. So I was adamant my whole pregnancy that I was going to go back to that, and I was so scared I was going to go back to that. But I haven't, and I've actually bounced back quite quickly. Obviously, my belly has not gone down fully yet. I still have the mummy pouch and things like that, and that's gonna, they say 9 months in, 9 months out. Like, my body's not gonna be how it was ever before I was pregnant. But you know, it could take up to 9 months for your body to go back. So yeah, weight wise, when I was pregnant, I gained, I'm really bad, and I have an obsession with weighing myself, which isn't good. When I was pregnant, I gained just over 1 stone, and now I actually weigh 1/2 stone lighter than I did before I was pregnant. I'm really surprised that I weigh less than I did before I was pregnant, because my last couple weeks of pregnancy, I didn't stop eating. I ate so much. I was eating takeaways, McDonald's all the time. Like, I couldn't stop eating. But so I'm really surprised that I didn't gain like 2 stone, to be honest. I still don't quite yet fit back into my jeans. I'm nearly there, but not quite. But probably because my hips and stuff have got wider. Didn't think that could actually happen, because I already had the biggest hips ever, but they have got a bit wider. So I don't quite fit back into my jeans. So that's everything for me. Now I'm going to talk about the baby. So in hospital, right, he was drinking only 1/2 ounce of milk. So you know them little bottles that he was only drinking, like, is it 15ml or something? I probably sound stupid. But he was only drinking up to 15, which is about 1/2 ounce. Now he is very greedy, and he will demolish a whole 4-ounce bottle at 12 days old. But he is quite, like, not quite sicky, but I think he's quite greedy. So he'll drink 4 ounces, but I don't think his belly could hold 4 ounces, because every single time he finishes 4 ounces, he is sick. Whereas if he'll drink 3.5 or 3, he's totally fine. So I think 4 ounces is just a little bit too much for his belly, but he is greedy and will drink it. And if I try and stop him, obviously he asks for more, so I'm going to give him more. So yeah, he was really mucusy for the first couple of days of his life. He was really mucusy to the point that he was choking on it. So I didn't get hardly any sleep, because I was so scared to go to sleep, because he was choking on the mucus inside of his body. Like, when he had his checks in the hospital, when he had his hearing test, he was that mucusy that when they put the little thing in his ear, the mucus come out of his mouth and his nose because it pushed it. He was so mucusy. Now he sounds like he's a bit, like, congested, like he a bit sniffly, like can't breathe properly out of his nose. So I'm having to use, like, saline spray to help him, which is safe from birth, by the way. He actually sleeps quite well as well. Like, he'll wake up 2 or 3 times at night. The first time he'll wake up will usually be about 11, 12, so I'm usually still awake. And then he'll wake up about 2, 3, and then he'll wake up again between 4 and, like, 8. So he does sleep quite well. Doesn't mean I sleep well, though, because he is sleeping, but I'm still awake. Like, I don't know what it is. He can literally go, in his sleep, and I wake up. So, yeah, I feel like I'm never really asleep. I feel like I'm always awake. I'm just resting. That's what it feels like. Also, he is the most easiest, content baby you've ever met in your life. I thought that I would have, like, a really, like, hard baby, but he's not. literally everyone who's met him has said I cannot believe how content he is. He will just sit there awake, just looking around, staring. He is so easy to settle, he's so easy to get to sleep, everything. Like, he's so easy. Like, I've never met an easier baby in my life. Oh, also with his feeding, I formula feed and I use Cow and Gate. But what I do is I formula feed during the day, and I actually decided to breastfeed at night. I really was adamant in my pregnancy that I wasn't going to breastfeed, but I do breastfeed at night. I breastfeed for about, well, when I go to bed until I get up in the morning, and his first feed in the morning is breastfed feed, and then throughout the day is formula. I don't know why I decided, but I think the day my milk come in, I was in so much pain with it. I was like, you know what, no, I'm just going to feed him. So I breastfeed at night now, which works for us. So yeah, and like the midwives, everyone said that that's good. So yeah, I just thought he's then getting the goodness from my milk and the goodness from the formula, which, you know, it's not going to hurt him. It's just going to be better, if anything. So when he was, I think, 4 days old, we had midwife, and she weighed him because obviously they close up to 10% of their birth weight. He was weighed and he had only lost 1 ounce, so he weighed £8.1, and he didn't know, and so yeah, that was really, really good, the fact that he had only lost 1 ounce when they could lose 10% of their birth weight, which I'm not sure how much 10% of £8.2 is, but he could have lost a lot more than 1 ounce. So yeah, that's really good. I feel like he's grown a tiny bit, but not much. He's still in size tiny baby clothes. Like, tiny baby clothes fit him perfectly at the minute. So he wears tiny baby and newborn, and they both fit him pretty good. Like, newborn's still a bit big. Some shops newborn fit him perfectly, and some shops newborn are too big. And then tiny baby fits him perfectly as well. But I feel like he's going to grow out a tiny baby soon. He is really aware as well. So if he is awake and you're holding him, if someone walks past, he will turn his head and watch them. He like follows your voice. He's also really strong with his neck already. It's kind of crazy, the fact that if you like lay him on your chest, he full on puts his head right up and will start looking around. It's mental, and he keeps like throwing his head back. It's like, stop doing that. Yeah, it's literally mental how strong he is with his head already. So yeah, that is our postpartum, 1 week postpartum update. I am going to quickly just show you my body. Well, it's 12 days after giving birth, so I'll quickly do that. Okay, so this here is my belly, what did I say, 12 days after giving birth. I feel like it has gone down a lot, considering I was like out here, like I was quite big, and it has gone down quite a lot, which I'm happy about. Obviously it's not down fully yet, but it's not going to be down fully for a while. Oh, look at this, all the bottles and stuff up here, because I still bring bottles to bed even though I breastfeed, just in case he doesn't want it, and I need to give him a bottle, or like today I'm just in my bedroom, so the bottles are there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe down below if you are new. I do all sorts of videos. I'm going to start doing more like videos that I did before I was pregnant as well, like hauls and like postpartum pregnancy body hauls and stuff. Also mummy's hoovering, if you can hear that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. Also comment down below any video suggestions, as they help a lot as well, because I get mind blanks and never know what to film. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye guys.